OMG. Welcome back to my channel. So excited you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn. I'm coming at you with a new weekly video, and this one is going to be an extreme declutter in a linen closet. If you are new and you just found me, I am so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new right down in the comment section? I would love to welcome you and say hello to you. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I appreciate you so much. Leave me a hello in the comments so I can say hi to you. So you may recognize that you have never seen this closet before, and that would be because I am not at my house. I am at my mom's house. My mom very graciously said yes when I asked if I could declutter and organize her linen closet and film it for my channel. So grateful that she is allowing me to do this. So we are going to get in this linen closet and get it looking a lot better than it looks now. I am pulling out a bunch of stuff, including what linen closet isn't complete without a singular 2-pound dumbbell. I'm going to start this right now by pulling out everything that isn't a linen, and I'm putting it in the bathroom right next to me so that I can go through this and organize it and all of that good stuff. So my mom had to have a minor procedure done last week. And her right arm she's in a sling, and she basically only has use of her left arm. Of course, she's right arm dominant, so that makes everything very challenging. So she will not be helping me at all with this declutter. And God bless my mom, she doesn't tend to handle sedation super well, so she has not been feeling that great. So I've been spending some time over here just in case she needs anything. And I am just a person that likes to be productive if I can. I mean, here's the reality. God granted me this day to be alive. I don't know if I'm granted tomorrow to be alive. So while I am alive, I want to do something that matters, if at all possible. So she's resting right now, actually sleeping, and I had asked her before she started sleeping if she would allow me to do this closet, because I was actually helping her fold some laundry, and I put away some washcloths in the closet. And I told her this already, but I opened up this closet and it totally gave me anxiety. So I was like, I want to spend the time here anyways in case my mom needs anything. But while she's sleeping, I might as well do something that hopefully will make a difference. So I'm getting in here and I'm going to declutter this closet. And I really truly have two reasons for wanting to do this. Number one, I wanted to do it so that I could do something that would maybe be helpful while she's resting and still be here in case she needs anything. And number two, not something maybe that's a super fun subject to talk about or even an easy subject to talk about, but I want to tell you a little bit about my grandfather who passed away in 2012. I was very close. I've talked about my grandparents many times. I was very close, my mother's parents, to my grandma and my grandpa. And my grandfather was a short Italian man with a hot temper and a very loud voice and a very joyous personality. Everybody loved being around Frank. And my grandpa had so many things that he would say that were like, just sayings that he had that have really been adopted by a lot of family members. My grandma and grandpa used to have a dog, and the dog's name was Pup. And I can remember from the time I was a child, my grandfather saying, "It won't be long now, Pup, and I'll be gone." I mean, the man said this for 40 years of my life before he actually was gone. And now, guess who started saying that? My mom. She'll just randomly text me sometimes like, oh, this is hurting, or I got this going on. And then she'll finish with, it won't be long now, pup. So that leads me to the second reason that I wanted to do this. I'm certain that she probably has many years left. However, the reality is none of us live forever. And I thought, you know what, this would be something. My mom watches all my videos, which I so appreciate. So I don't want this to be offensive in any way. I don't think it will be. But let me do something to help my future self as well. Because if and when she does rise up to heaven, although she'll say, my mom's personality, you would have to know her. She would say she might not be going to heaven. Anyways, I'm going to have to do probably a lot of this anyways at that point. So my future self will thank me for starting this now. Have you guys ever watched any of the Swedish death decluttering videos? I've watched some, and they're very interesting, and I think I've done part of that to my house. And if you haven't watched them, basically the premise is to not leave your loved ones with a huge mess to clean up when you're gone. So hopefully she will help me. She can't help me right now, but hopefully we can continue decluttering her house. And, once her arm is better and everything, she can help me with some areas, because I'm certainly not going to be decluttering her whole house by myself when she is able-bodied to help me. Oh, look, I found a random picture in here. You can't really see it well, but this is young me with, I think, my stepbrother next to me, because my parents are divorced and both have been remarried. So anyways, I'm in this closet to be productive, to help my mom, and to help my future self. And when we are looking at this closet, this is, I think they moved into this house when I was maybe around 10 or 12. So we're talking probably 35 to 40 years of stuff in here. And I've talked about this before. My grandparents went through the Depression. I think my grandmother probably went through it a little bit worse than my grandfather, but I could be wrong about that. There were times when they didn't have enough food. There certainly was a lack of a lot of things in the Depression, and anybody that went through the Depression probably held a very lack mentality for most of their life. My mother is Generation Boomer. I'm certain my grandmother passed down some of that mentality to all of her children. She certainly passed some of that mentality down to me. And when you go through something like that, how could you not be afraid of not having enough? You just couldn't. It's taken me a long time, and it's something I still work on. So I don't know if this is common for a lot of the boomer generation that were maybe raised by the Depression generation, but they hold on to a lot of darn things because what if you need it? And my grandmother was one of the most amazing people I have ever met. She would give you the shirt off her back, whether she had another one or not. But she still, and it wasn't until much later in life that her and my grandfather were even comfortable. All right, so I've gone into that big old spiel just to kind of explain what I'm doing here, but let me tell you what I'm doing now. Basically, I have taken all of the towels, all of the washcloths, all of the hand towels that just aren't in great shape. They're really old. They're scratchy. Some of them have holes in them. Some of them are ripped apart. And I'm setting them aside here. And the ones that are in good shape, I'm putting back in the closet. Now, this is not my stuff. So I don't know if she's going to allow me to donate those things or not. We'll have to see. Right now, you might have saw her up and walking around a little bit earlier, but right now she is sleeping. And so now that she's been resting for like an hour, I'm going to go ahead and leave. I'm going to go home. I'm going to have lunch. I need to water my flowers. So this is the pile that I have that I want to donate, but I need to get her approval. And I had a little surprise when I got home that I will show you. So right now, these are the good towels, the good washcloths, and the good hand towels. I still got a lot of work to do. So let's head to my house. Hi, cutie. Oops, let me shut the door. Hi, cutie. Hi, you just come right in the garage now, huh? There you go. I'm going to stay there. I'll leave you your pile. Yes, I'll leave you your pile, okay? I got some pecans. I don't think there's any walnuts in these ones, just pecans, okay? Here we go. There we go, honey. Yeah, I'll leave you a couple peanuts, too. Here we go. Hopefully the chipmunks won't come out and steal them. Here you go, honey. I was just coming out to water the flowers. I'm going to go water, okay? You enjoy your lunch. Yes. So I ate my lunch. And I walked out in the garage to go water my flowers, and he was just standing there. Oh, my gosh. I love Cutie so much. So anyways, I also ran to the dollar store, and I got some organizing bins. So all of the things that I pulled out that weren't linens, I got some bins to organize all of the stuff because I have now created a huge mess on her bathroom counter. It's totally full of everything. So I'm just organizing them basically by category. And because I have space up on top, that's where I'm going to put them for now. But I don't think I'm going to keep them up there because I don't think that will really be very easy access for her. So I'm going to move them to another space when I create the space. But she's got a lot of first aid stuff in here, like some aspirins and Band-Aids and wraps and things like that. So I'm going to put those all in a like bin and, just get things organized so that they are easier to find. So I would love to hear what's happening in your world this week. Are you working on any fun projects? Are you doing any gardening? Any projects in your house? Definitely let me know if you would like to. I would love to hear what is going on in your world this week. I'm just going shelf by shelf. Anytime I'm doing decluttering, this is how I do it. I don't do like the whole area all at once. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm just throwing everything on the ground so I can see what was on that particular shelf and then kind of organize it and figure out where I want to put it. And then my mom woke up.
They got lots of things for you to film and organize.
Yep. If you couldn't hear her, she said, I got lots of things for you to film and organize. So, I don't know. Maybe this is going to become a little series of decluttering at my mom's house. We will see. If you've been with me for a while, then you know I've said it before. I really have come to love decluttering because the end result is, it's just so satisfying. Doing the actual decluttering itself is not always that fun, and it can be super duper overwhelming. But it's definitely different when you're decluttering somebody else's things because you can't make all the decisions for them. They have to make the decisions. And you don't know. Like I said, I have that huge pile of towels that I want to donate, but I need my mom's approval to be able to do that. But it was very interesting going through some things with her. And I'll touch on that in a minute. She was talking to me and said something funny that I left in. Your laundry room gives me anxiety too.
Uh-huh.
Your laundry room gives me anxiety too.
Well, that's bad too.
I know. I don't know if you could hear her, but she was telling her sister, and her sister was laughing. She told her, Jody said she got anxiety, and she opened up my linen closet. And I was just laughing about it. She was laughing about it too. And then I said, your laundry room gives me anxiety too. It's crazy. If you've seen my decluttering videos, especially when I first started, I was just living in a state all of the time of chaos. And that really affects your mental stability. And I didn't necessarily, I don't remember it because I've done so much work on my house.
Washcloths. But you know what? I don't think I used any of those napkins and tablecloths,
Okay, these ones right here.
but I'd have to look and see what's there.
I mean, these ones right here have stains all over them.
Yeah.
I'm just putting stuff in separate piles so I can see what is here. What do you mean when you say you use lots of washcloths?
Well, I usually use 2 washcloths a day.
Because I've got 9 up there right
Now,
now.
I usually use 2 a day.
Okay, I can put more up there, but I mean, you have about 40. You don't need that many.
Wow.
And a lot of them are old, Mom.
I know, I was gonna get rid of all the old, and I got a lot of old sheets that I need to get rid of.
I know. Well, I'll go through everything and we'll figure that out. But, all right, I'll put double more washcloths in there of what I have now. But what I did was I went through and I put in there
I was gonna
the
buy,
nice ones.
I was gonna buy new ones. I got the ones I like the best at Walmart. The thick, nice ones.
Yeah. Well, those are all the towels I saved too. The nice ones that aren't scratchy and old and worn
Oh,
out.
Jody, you gotta remember some of this shit is 40 years old.
Mom, I know. I know. That's why I wanted to go through it. All right, so I got to add more washcloths because apparently she uses 2 a day. I feel like, I mean, she is just only one person. So anyways, I'm just going to add double. Decluttering is hard. It's hard letting go of things. And so whatever she is going to allow me to get rid of is going to be a win. Even if I don't personally think she needs that much, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters her comfort level. And then as I was pulling out more stuff, I found, oh my gosh, this super duper cute calendar from 2006 that we had made her. And it's all of Grayson when she was younger. Oh, my baby who's going to be 28 this year. I can't believe it. Oh, it was so cute looking at this. So anyways, I want to make her comfortable. I don't want decluttering to be a negative experience for her. I know for me, when I was first decluttering, there were things that I just was not ready to give up. And so I didn't. I always tell you guys when I'm decluttering, I give myself grace. If I am not ready to let go of something, then I do not let go of it. And a lot of times I have found when I come back to that space and declutter it again 6 months later or a year later, I'm now ready to let it go. And that is just kind of the process of decluttering. So all of this stuff up here, her and I have gone through together, and she is ready to let it all go. And that is so awesome. That is a big win. This is a big garbage bag. And I filled almost the whole thing with things that she doesn't need anymore and didn't want anymore. I also had a full garbage bag full of stuff.
Yes, I know. I have to go through it.
They're all old towels, Mom.
What do you mean? We haven't even got to all the sheets.
I know. The Humane Society, I'm sure, would love them. if you're not going to use them. So I already have one garbage bag full to donate, and we just went through a couple more things that I'm adding to it. And then one garbage bag that was just garbage that I threw out, I put in the trash. And here's the thing that I have come to realize through my own personal decluttering journey is when you have a lot of stuff, you view it, or I viewed it, as security. If I need it, I have extra. I no longer look at it that way at all. If I have too much stuff, it is not security. It's actually the exact opposite. It's almost like you're being held prisoner by your stuff.
That'll all be medical kind of shit.
It is.
I have another whole box. Get rid of half of that.
Another heating pad.
What?
You got another heating pad in here.
I do.
Yeah, I'll put it with the other one. And it has an extension cord attached to it.
And that's what I was using.
Okay, well, you got two heating pads. All right, let's go through this medical stuff. Once I came to the realization that my stuff was not giving me security, it was actually the exact opposite, it definitely made it easier to declutter a lot of things. So I am almost finished with day one. My mom went through a lot of very common, I would say, emotions with this declutter. First of all, she was like, this is going to take you like 5 days. It didn't. It took me 2 days. I spent 3 different chunks of time, probably a little bit more time. You guys know I like to just do things in short chunks of time because decluttering can be overwhelming. I probably spent maybe 2 hours in the morning on this day and then a couple more hours in the afternoon. And then I came back for another day. That took me a couple of hours. So definitely did not take 5 days. We always think it's going to take longer than it does. And then she went through the very common emotions of, well, now I'm probably going to end up having to buy more stuff because I'm not going to have the stuff I need. And we were going through some old purses that I found in here. And I said, Mom, do you really think you're ever going to need to go to the store and buy an 80s style purse again? And she was like, Mom, yeah, no. This is the set I was talking about that Carrie and I used when we shared a bed. Do we want to get rid of this set?
Probably.
Okay.
There's one that... Hello?
So this is the sheet set that my sister and I used when we shared a room. Yeah. And we're much younger. The matching hand weight.
Whatever.
And then I found the matching dumbbell in here. We were both cracking up. I'm like, Mom, you got a pair of dumbbells in here. So you can probably tell by the change of clothes, this is the second day that I'm here. And I just really had one more shelf that I needed to go through. And then her and I need to go through all of the sheet sets that she has to figure out what we need to keep and what we might want to donate. Like I said, it's really hard when you're decluttering somebody else's things because you can't make the decisions. They have to make the decisions. I have to say, my mom let a lot of stuff go, and I'm super duper proud of her because these are just all extra items that she was never going to use anyways. And just to be able to get them out of the house is such a huge win. The closet is already looking so much better. And once we go through all of these sheets, I'm going to kind of do some rearranging in here and move things to where I think they will be more accessible and just function better. And before I do that, this closet is so incredibly deep. It goes way back into the wall, which kind of the space is not even usable because it's so far back you can't reach it. But it was dusty back there where there was no stuff. So I'm just taking the vacuum and getting all of the dust up. And I definitely wanted to vacuum the floor as well, which had, just a lot of dust and things on it. So we are almost finished. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope the video inspired you to maybe get a space in your house decluttered that's been bothering you. Decluttering really is life-changing in so many ways. See, look at this. On the floor, there was stuff way back here. I actually had to ask my mom to give me something to be able to reach. She had some Kleenex boxes that had gotten shoved back here. She didn't even know she had them. So that's nice. She won't have to buy any of these. They're like Kleenex towels that she uses in her guest bathroom downstairs. So she won't have to buy those for a while because I think I found 8 boxes shoved way back to where you couldn't even reach them. So other than the vacuuming out any of the dust, I didn't do any cleaning in here because my focus was just to go through the items that were in here. See, this is how far back the dang shelves go. I just didn't have the time to do that. But I did get all of the dust up, so that's good. And there wasn't a lot of dust on the shelves that had things on them. It was on the spaces where there was no things. So again, I told you I didn't want to keep these up on the top shelf because I don't think those will be accessible for her. So I'm moving them down here so that she can see exactly what is in the bins and have easy access to them. You can also put labels on your bins so you know what's in here. And I'm going to move the sheet sets up onto the top shelf. She doesn't use those very often. I mean, they're sheet sets to my sister and I's old bedrooms that just don't hardly ever get used anymore. So those will just be on the top shelf, and that should be good. And then I did add one extra bin here that I'm just putting all of her bar soap in so we can just get rid of the wrappers, and all the bar soap is in one spot so she can easily see it and know when she's running low. And Mom, if you're running low on bar soap, do not buy it. You know I have some in my stockpile. She wanted to keep 2 sheet sets for each bed. I think we ended up keeping for her bed 3 maybe, but there were so many more sets in here than that. So I think that's perfect. I think a lot of people keep 2 sheet sets each, and I'm moving all of her Kleenex that I found right here on the floor. So these are all of the sheet sets. Some of them didn't have sets, but all of the sheets and top sheets and pillowcases that she's allowing me to donate. So that is so awesome. Grand total of everything I got out of the house was 2 garbage bags full of trash and I think 5 garbage bags full of donations. So I'm starting to pack up a bag here because she did want to keep some towels for in case her basement has flooded a few times over the years. And she wanted to keep, like 5 or 6 towels, older towels that she could use if she needed to do like a cleanup job, which is totally reasonable. And then I was going to bag them up and put them in the garage for her. And then I was like, no, you just created all this extra space in here. So just put the old towels that'll just be used in case she ever has a mess and doesn't want to use her nice towels. Just put those on the floor right there. So that's what I did. And then she's allowing me to get rid of all these towels, washcloths, all of this stuff. I'm going to donate all of this stuff to the Humane Society because I know they always need blankets and towels and things like that. So that's where all of this stuff is going to go. If you have things to donate, just find a charity that you believe in, that you want to help. It's a very personal thing, I feel like, when you're donating. And sometimes people like to tell you where you should donate things. Just donate them where you feel comfortable donating them. So I'm just bagging up the last of it. And then I did film a little bit. I didn't tell her I was filming this, but just in case she said something funny, I wanted to get it on video, which of course she did. But I was just showing her where everything was. Those are your queen size sheets. Your towels, your extra pillowcases, decorative towels. I kept some in case you want them. Hand towels, washcloths. Your two.
I need some better hand towels.
Well, those were the best ones. I saved only the best ones. And then your tablecloths
Okay.
with a few napkins underneath. And
I
then,
can get a whole bunch more stuff.
Mom, don't you
I better
dare!
wash that off.
No more stuff. We want the empty space. Back here is some pictures I found.
Okay.
I just knew she was going to say something funny. So anyways, this is where I started with a very messy linen closet. And I got in here and now, oh my gosh, this is what it looks like. And there is quite a bit of empty space now, which is awesome. And she said, people are going to want to hire you now, which was so sweet of her to say that. I said, I don't know about that, Mom. But anyways, oh my gosh. And I thought I would just give you a side-by-side picture of where I started and where we ended. So proud of her for letting go of so many things that she didn't need anyways. She can now see everything that's in here. Oh, it just feels so, so much better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. We might be having some more videos of decluttering at my mom's house. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be bringing you a bonus video on Friday, but I might. If not, I will see you next Tuesday with a new video. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.